Yeah, I think that certainly, go as long as you can within reason, get as many outs as you can. So I think that's kind of part of that. As far as going forward, we'll see what that means as far as role. We're certainly, with things that are going on with the rotation, obviously the way Ben's performed, being a former starting pitcher, we like this kind of transition right now. What that means after today, we'll see. But we feel good about Ben starting today and eating up as many outs. And as far as after, I think we feel good about leverage versus kind of covering the game and all that.
Could you see, a situation in which potentially you could start stretching him out to start taking down a little bit more innings if need be, just considering the injuries like you mentioned?
I think so, yeah. I think that's certainly a likely possibility.
With Justin,
is that just kind of the byproduct of like bullpen getting a little bit healthier, so you don't have to rely on Ben as much leverage sort of situations?
I think that's one part of it. I also think part of the fact that losing Gonsolin kind of also created a different opportunity for Ben or any way you want to look at it.
Has there been conversation then about Ben's pitched very well? Is this the best way to maximize that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of internally kind of figuring out how we get through this period before we get other guys back to health, and what's best for Ben, what's best for our ball club in this moment in time. So those are the conversations, and as Kirsten said, potentially there's a chance to continue to build him up, which right now makes sense.
Have you talked to him about it and kind of pitched it to him?
I don't think there needs to be a pitch. I think that this is kind of he's in for whatever is asked of him.
What is he kind of stretched out to right now, like the 3-4 inning range?
I think three and 45. I think I like for today something like that.
Dave, last night game-ending double play. It didn't seem like Freddie was really running that hard. Is there anything going on with him?
Yeah, actually, he's dealing with a little quad thing, and so he was not going to come out of the game. So I think that for me, my deal with him is that if you're going to play today, stay in the game last night, then manage it. So. Let's not go crazy on the bases. So they got the ankle thing, and then he's obviously dealing with this quad. So, yeah, if you're not giving 110% down the line, that's no problem. So he is managing a quad situation. So, yeah, thanks for asking.
Did he feel it in the middle of the game, or
it was kind of in the seventh inning? I think it was the seventh when he went over to cover first base. I think that's where he kind of got him. And even when he went to the foul ball in the ninth inning, I think, or the eighth inning. He went over there a little gingerly, so there's a little something that he's managing.
Doc, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What would you say to fans who criticize the fact that you left Sauer in as long as you did last night? Knowing, we know why you did it, but how do you explain that to the person who's sitting there in front of their TV saying, "Take him out"?
Jim, it's a longer question. I'm not going to waste my energy trying to explain it to fans.
I'll do it for you.
Please do, yeah.
Okay.
I think that I wasn't worried about Sauer's health. He feels good today. You have to manage one game, and then you've got to manage ensuing games. And so Matt's a big boy. He understood his role on this ball club, right? And and he served a purpose last night to help us win potential games going forward. So to the fans that felt that I was too hard on Matt for leaving him in the game, I apologize. But we're trying to win as many games as we possibly can, and Matt completely understands it.
I don't think they were worried about Matt's feelings, but yeah.
And he's healthy.
Okay.
So then there you go.
Okay.
Dave, you
have a bit of experience managing teams with, right, lengthy IL things. Just in your experience, what's kind of the key of kind of navigating through a period like this? I mean, I know that there's kind of the strategic stuff, right? But kind of besides that, I mean, do you have to talk to the team at all? I mean, do you?
No, there's no talking to the team. I think that our guys understand kind of, they've been through it, unfortunately, quite a bit as far as kind of what we're going through right now. We've gotten to the other side. I think, Dylan, what happens is it happens like things like last night, where it's uncomfortable, it's awkward. Those are byproducts of what we're going through. And so it gets a little uncomfortable, but that's a part of it. But as far as kind of team meetings, everyone understands who's on the IL, what guys can and can't do, when we got to take shots to win games and when we got to persevere to win the ensuing games. Those things that when you have smart players, they understand that. So I don't really need to have those conversations really.
The fact that you guys did get to the other side last year and got through all that, does that make it easier for guys in this clubhouse to understand, hey, we're going through it, we'll deal with it?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Jim, it's helpful when you have smart players. And smart players understand you don't fire leverage guys when you're down 6-0 when Dylan Cease is punching out the world and he's going to go 7 innings. So that's what I'm fortunate we have smart players that understand that.
How do you keep, your expectations kind of realistic at any point in time, just given, your current roster and versus what the roster could be?
I think what's easy to kind of reconcile is today giving yourself the best chance to win, and then as the game plays out, how do you kind of get to the next day? And so for me, to be honest, I don't think we get too far ahead of when Tyler's coming back, when Blake's coming back, knowing they are going to come back, right? Knowing when Blake Trinan's coming back. But I think that we just do a really good job of sort of focusing on what we have at our disposal at that moment in time and trying to make the best of it.
Will and Teo in the lineup, just kind of what are you seeing out of Teo the last couple of weeks and what's been missing for him at the plate?
Teo, I think certainly there's he's missing pitches like when most hitters when they're struggling, balls that you should move forward, he's not. Then there's more chase because he's getting behind. I think that's kind of the hitting part of it. I talked to him a lot. He says he feels good. I think that Will's swinging the bat better. So I want Will to get the extra at bat. And so I'll sort of, when Will's in there, I'll kind of leave it that way until, Teo gets back to being, who he is, because I love him in the 4, when he's right. But clearly the last few weeks he's been scuffling.
Does it go back to the IL? He just hasn't found it since he came back?
I think that's fair. I mean, if you're looking at kind of like a point where how he's been since he's come back, but training staff, Teo, assure that physically he's fine. And so, but I do think that, he hasn't kind of got that swing back to the way it was before he went on the IL.
Do you feel like he's moving okay in the outfield?
I don't think hasn't been a burner in the last couple of years, but I think at times he's moving fine. At times I think that he doesn't seem as free with the lower half. But again, from him, from the training staff, he's fine.
The defensive numbers for him haven't been great in right. Has there been any consideration on the days where Conforto's not left to having Teo go back to left, just for the defensive kind of spectrum type of things?
No, because yeah, he feels most comfortable in right. Last year, the metrics, his comfort level weren't good in left. So to kind of move him to left field, doesn't seem to make sense. But yeah, there's plays that need to be made in right field, and we got to make those plays for sure.
Just quickly, is Justin Robleski still kind of in the plan for today behind Ben Hesperius?
Honestly, I think that he is in the plan. Quite frankly, every pitcher in the pen outside of Sauer is not in the plan today. So if we have a chance to win the game, we're going to use who we need to. But yeah, if there's an opportunity for Justin to pitch, he'll pitch for sure.
Is Kike available for today?
Kike he's down today. He better be down today.
Jackson Merrill said that was the nastiest cutter he's ever faced. Jackson Merrill says that's the nastiest cutter he's ever faced.
Yeah. I think that's the only way to get Jackson out is throw under the hidden speed and throw 48-mile-an-hour cutters.
Were you impressed by that 180-some fastball he threw last night?
I didn't love the velocity one, but yeah, I was impressed.
What have you thought about Jackson Merrill just going into his second year with the
Jackson is, it's just, man, he's good for the game. He's great for the Padres. I love watching him play. I love the energy. Wish he was wearing a different uniform because we got to deal with that guy. We're going to have to deal with him for a long time. But I love watching him play. Love it.
Dave, a few weeks ago, we were walking out of the clubhouse and noticed that you had a very substantial shipment of ramen. How much ramen do you eat? Or do you give those away or
I give them away. I love ramen, but
You found a pretty pricey brand there. That's
I've got good friends. I surround myself with good people and that are very generous. But I am generous as well, so I definitely pay it forward. But I can eat ramen with the best of them. Yes.
Sounds like he's fishing.
Yeah, he's not in
for
my
a
inner
handout.
circle yet. We can make it happen, Dale.
My family in Japan says that every now and then, but it's
I don't blame him, right? Yeah,
it's good.